Am I the asshole for telling my husband's parents to stop telling people that my name is Catherine and for embarrassing them in front of friends? My name is Rin, just Rin, not Catherine. But ever since my in-laws have met me, they have gotten the idea that my actual name is Catherine and Rin is just a nickname. I have asked them to introduce me or tell people it's my name, but they always go back to it. My husband and I took a small break from them when it continued, and they apologized and seemed to be doing better. Then for my mother-in-law's birthday, we were invited to celebrate with them, and a couple of her friends came up to me and asked if I was Catherine. They said mother-in-law talked all about me. I decided to get a little bit jokey instead of annoyed and played up on it, saying mother-in-law is so forgetful and that I was so sorry she told them the wrong name, that I'll need to write my name on everything she owns so they don't forget. Her friends found it funny, but told her it was weird that she gave them the wrong name. She and father-in-law came up to me close to the end of the party, and I told them to stop telling people my name is Catherine and they need to accept that my name isn't up to them. They claim I was rude and that it was awful for me to try to embarrass them in front of their friends by joking with my mother-in-law's friends. My husband told them they should have listened, but they are saying I took it too far, and maybe I did. Am I the asshole? No.
No.
What?
No. Wait.
Absolutely not.
What did she say? Hold on. They need to accept that my name isn't up to them. That, like, that's just so wild.
I feel like they're so immature.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like sometimes in these stories, people do things that they know are wrong just to get a reaction out of other people, even if they don't know it. Like, even if it's just their subconscious.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like the in-laws, they don't forget her name. They know what her name is.
I was going to ask, do we think that they're genuinely forgetful?
No.
Do we think that they don't like her?
I think that either they don't like her or maybe subconsciously something about their relationship, maybe the parents are unhappy with, or maybe they have like some sort of internalized resentment towards Rin, and maybe it's even subconscious and their subconscious is making them do it. I don't know, but there's no way that they're this forgetful.
What a strange thing to do to someone.
It's even weirder because her name is Rin, 1 syllable, 4 letters. The in-laws are making it Catherine, like 3 syllables, many more letters. They are overcomplicating it. So I feel like that just proves that they're the ones making it complicated.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, you're choosing that. Let's be so for real. You are choosing this. You don't forget your daughter-in-law's name that many times.
Oh, she's the daughter-in-law. They're married.
Yeah, because it's her in-laws. Yeah, husband's parents. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait, I'm sorry. I don't know why I thought that they were like dating, and I wasn't sure how long they had been together, but
no, they're married. What? No. You are lying to someone. The in-laws. The in-laws are lying to someone, whether they're lying to themselves and they're like, oh, we just always forget her name because you have some kind of subconscious internalized resentment towards her, or you're lying to her and you're telling her, oh, we just always forget because on a conscious level, you don't like her and you want to make everything harder and you want to embarrass her in front of other people and just tell people the wrong name. Just like, that's so childish. Come on.
It did. I was going to say, wouldn't this be more embarrassing for them? And it ended up being more embarrassing for them in the end.
Yeah.
But like, how do you not think of that? Like, that is so awkward and embarrassing that you don't know your own daughter-in-law's name and you're like spreading around to your friends and family that like you don't know her name. Like, that just makes you seem
dumb.
Uncaring. Yeah.
I feel like they think that if people don't know her name, it's like she's not important enough that we
or like
know
not part
her
of
name.
the family.
Yeah. Or it's like, oh, we just always forget her name. Like, if you genuinely cared about this person, you wouldn't forget their name or you wouldn't claim to forget their name. So I feel like they're trying to just make it seem like they don't care about her or she's not important enough for them to remember her name. And therefore, if other people get her name wrong, it's going to rub off on other people. Like, the in-laws probably think that if everyone forgets Rin's name, like, they're all going to just assume that it's not important enough.
Yeah.
It's not important enough to learn.
Right. And like she'll spend the rest of her life correcting people, maybe.
Yeah, like, what's the
just
goal?
Such a weird move.
Like,
I just feel like there's so many things you could go after or attack on other people. Or like, there's so many ways to make them feel how you want them to feel if you don't like them.
Yeah.
This is just so random and strange. I'm like just more confused than anything.
It's so confusing.
Yeah.
I had a situation that reminds me of this. So my name's Kelly, but it's spelled weird. And people always spell it wrong like my whole life, but it doesn't really annoy me because I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But when I was in grade school, there was this one staff member at the school who handled, it wasn't a teacher. She handled all the like church things. And it was a Catholic school. So there was a lot of church things that would like tie into school activities, whatever. So she would spell my name wrong. And my mom would email her and be like, hi, my daughter's name is Kelee. It's spelled wrong in like the bulletin or like whatever. And she would be like, oh, okay, I'll fix it next time. Every single time we had a school event and there was like a little booklet that was like, and the 4th grade class, like, and everyone's names, the 5th grade class, like every year, every single event, my name would be spelled wrong. It would say Kelly. And we got to the point where my mom was like, this woman is doing it on purpose because I'm registered in the school with my actual name and the correct spelling. And when you go in and like copy and paste the class roster into the booklet for this like church ceremony or whatever it is, you would have to change the spelling or you would be like looking at the list and typing the name. So you're looking at how it's spelled. And there were other people in my class that had interesting names. Like I was not the only one that didn't have this like standard American name.
Yes.
Like why? And I just feel like maybe she didn't like my mom, or maybe she didn't like that my mom stood up for me.
Like kept correcting her.
So yeah, exactly.
I was going to say, is she going after a 3rd grader? Like,
yes. Like, I don't know. And then my mom was like, this is so ridiculous. Because also it's like, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
Right.
But if it was my daughter, I would do the same thing my mom did. I would stand up for her and be like, why are you treating her like this? Like, it's just rude at this point to show this little girl that the spelling of her name doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, it does matter. It's your name.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, all of this and for what? And it got to the point where we were in 8th grade and it was 8th grade graduation. This was going to be the last like booklet that we were going to have
ever print
from this school. Pretty sure that was like the first time that it was spelled right. I don't know if my mom contacted her like beforehand, but it just happened so many times that I was like prepared for it to be wrong in the graduation thing, which is like the only thing you keep and like put into like the box of memories or whatever. But I was like, wow, it took how many years for this woman to give me my correct name? Like, I just don't get the name thing. Like, why is that how people take out their like anger or resentment onto people?
I don't know.
I really think it's because in their mind, they're like, you are not important enough for me to remember your name.
Yeah.
And that's like the message.
Yeah.
But that's so messed up.
I've had that happen to me too, because I spell my name Tricia. And a lot of people switch it to Trisha.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me, but it is tough having like an alternative spelling to a name. Like I feel like a lot of like Haley, Katie, like those, there's so many different spellings.
Yes.
So it's just like, for me, I've always been kind of like whatever about it. It is kind of annoying because my name's Patricia and I really just took off the PA and left it the same.
Yeah.
So I feel like people are complicating it more than it needs to be.
Yes.
But when I first started at my job, we like write all the nurses' names up on a board and we write our like patient assignments, like the room numbers next to our names. And my name was spelled, either it was written Patricia or it was written Trisha. Either one, it just wasn't like correct for me personally.
Yeah.
And I think I said like, oh, I don't go by Patricia, I go by Trisha, or I had said I spell it differently. But I was like, but it's fine, like whatever, I don't care. And someone's like, no, that's important. Like that's your name. Like you have to get it right. Like make sure everyone knows it. Like, you know, like you're important. And you know, I don't know. It was just like nice. I forget who it was, one of my coworkers maybe, but someone said like, no, like you matter and your name matters and like it should be spelled correctly on the board. Like don't just like let it go. It's important. Yeah.
That's so sweet that they did that.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. Actually, one of my friends just told me a story about a guy he was friends with who was Asian. I'm not sure where he was from, but he had an Asian name that was 2 words and I don't remember what the actual name was. But my friend said that this new friend of his was like, oh, my name is blank. Like he said his true birth given name. And he's like, but that's kind of complicated. So you can just call me Jack or like John, or he gave some like really like standard American name.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's just easier if you call me Jack. And my friend's like, I'm not going to call you Jack, like,
No.
unless you want me to, but like, I will call you by your name, like your
Right.
birth given name. And I love that he said that, but I feel so bad that this friend of his was like, oh, my name is this, but that's complicated, so call me this other random name.
Yeah.
That is so sad. Like, no,
Right.
we should be calling people their birth given name
Yeah.
and spelling it correctly.
Yes.
And obviously it's like if you mispronounce someone's name by accident or misspell it by accident, of course people make mistakes, but like these people are purposely doing these things in certain situations.
To be disrespectful.
Yeah, like there's no reason for that. It's so rude.
Yeah.
Ugh, annoying.
Rin.
Rin. Yeah, we're going to call you Rin.
Yeah. That's a cool name. I like that.
That is a very cool name.
I've never heard that before.
I've never heard that either. Rin.